Right everyone, and welcome to my season review for AOR Season 17. And yeah, we were back here once again then in the second tier on Xbox One. And now, I'm sorry that there weren't any, race highlights for this season. But just editing was taking quite a long time for them. I did have a few done, but what with F1 2019 coming out, obviously sooner than expected, like it was a 10 race season, but yeah, it just became sort of like more and more obvious over time that I just wasn't going to be able to catch up, and sort of lost a bit of motivation for like getting them done. Like, get commentary is mainly like the issue, but yeah, it was just becoming more and more clear over time that I wasn't going to be able to, do highlights for this season in full before the game came out. So I'm sorry for that, but I still wanted to upload footage from the season. I do think it was still a good season, so I wanted to, give you guys something. I didn't want to have more races missing from the channel, so I thought, we'll just do like mini highlights of all 10 races, and yeah, I'll talk you through those, and yeah, we'll just turn into a little bit of yeah, sort of review show with yeah, some little clips then from the best bits of each race, and hope you enjoy it. So obviously only a 10 race season, so really not much margin for error really, because once you start to drop points, that's it, your season could be over. You really got to hit the ground running, and yeah, I haven't really had too many like short seasons. I had the one in Apollo which we won in season 3, which was only 12 races, and yeah, that really was just a case of consistent point scoring when no one else was doing so, and yeah, we ended up wrapping up that title quite comfortably. But yeah, that's really what it's all about. You got to get consistent point percentages. So this kind of season was really, really interesting to be a part of, and you're going to see that it does stay pretty tight, and there is a lot of action. And yeah, the championships then go all the way to the final race. So yeah, hope you enjoy this season. As yeah, we're going to look now then at the lineup for this season. So what was actually quite interesting about this season was that everyone who finished above me in the championship last season either has left the league or they all moved up to the top tier. So we were the number 1 sort of seed for this tier, so we did get the first choice of cars. And yeah, yeah, so obviously I decided to go with Ferrari again. Clone Troop joined me there then. He raced last season in Red Bull, but yeah, he joins us for this season at Ferrari. We've also got X-Power returning from last season, and he will join Aaron Dazzler, who I believe moved up from F3. In Red Bull, we've got our teammate from last season, LGS. He's alongside SSR Bobertson. They're both at Red Bull. Then at Force India, we've got RSR Danny, who I think was the F3 champion last season, and he joins Clays then in the Force India. Then we've got Adam J, or I think Adam did his gamer tag, at Williams alongside the Living Dead. Then at Renault, we've got 2 drivers from last season with us in F2, John and Hayden. Then at Toro Rosso, we've got Bumson, who moved up from F3, and I think Ben from F4. They're in the Toro Rosso. Then we've got Tom123, who's moved up from the assist tiers, alongside Bottlers, who I believe is new to the league. And then at McLaren, we've got another F3 driver, Danny F31, alongside new to AOR Arctic Avenger. And then at Sauber, we've got Shazoo Overkills and SSR João Paulo. And yeah, they're both brand new to AOR as well then. So interesting grid. I'd hope that we're near the front then, what with our main well, the main people that are beating us last season all out of the way, but obviously it's going to be some quick drivers moving up from the lower tiers, and some that are completely unknown quantity then. So without further ado, let's go to the first race. We're on the grid then for round 1 season. We qualified in 9th place for this race. It was wet conditions, and I was a little bit actually disappointed with my qualifying, because I messed up my final run when the track was getting a bit quicker. But yeah, we started for 9th place then. We actually had a pretty good start then off the line, managing to pass LGS and Aaron there, but yeah, we did a bit of like a Leclerc did in real life there, trying to pass Boberts when it really wasn't going to happen there. But nonetheless, then into turn 3 we did manage to stay ahead of Aaron then, so we did have a good start, actually moving up a couple of places. And yeah, over the next few laps then, just a few mistakes happening from people in front of us. Then first up we had Bobbits run off the road there in turn 3 on the following lap. Then on lap 3 we had Danny F31 lose it in turn 12, which was actually a bit of a recurring theme in this race for people to crash there. Next time around there's a bit of a collision there with Tom123, Adam Dude I think, and our teammate Clone Troop. So I think maybe both of them ended up with damage there. And yeah, that actually suddenly puts in like a great fight then for second place here. Interesting that our teammate went for the soft tyres then, so he was really the cork in the bottle in some respects, but he managed to pass Adam Dude there, who lost the back end. But we had a great run on both of them, and as I was saying, I think Clone Troop had damage, so he let us go there. And we moved up to second place, but just overkills then on the ultra soft tyres, just ran off into the distance for all that was going on behind him, and he had a comfortable drive out front. And yeah, as I was saying, a lot of people lost in turn 12, so we didn't really have a lot of pressure on us for the rest of the race. Clone Troop did do the alternate strategy, but with the front wing damage then was a bit back from us in the end. But still a very strong result in the start of the season. Second place for us then, our teammate Clone Troop in third, but yep, one of the rookies then, Overkill's picking up the win. But for us then, it was actually our first podium since Abu Dhabi season 14, so yeah, it was great to be finally back on the podium after 2 whole seasons off it. So yeah, as I was saying, gotta get consistent point scoring, and yeah, we've already had a very strong result then to kick off our season then. There's confirmation of our results. Overkill's wins from us, then our teammate Clone Troop in third. And yeah, Overkill's then obviously takes the lead in the championship. But for us then in the Constructors, straight up to the top then on 33 points. So yeah, a very solid start then in both the championships for us then. We move on then to Bahrain for the second round of the season. We qualified in 11th place for this race, so in some respects maybe the ideal place to start then. The first car to have fresh tyres, so we'll have to see then what we can do from that position, as our start really wasn't too great here then, because we ended up getting passed on both sides there and dropping a couple more places. So yeah, really wasn't the best start to the race for us then. This isn't one of my best tracks, to be honest. It's not really a track that I enjoy driving, even though it has become a very good track in real life for racing. But there's an incident there, so I think someone tapped round Bob. I think it might have been John in the Renault there. That brought a brief safety car and a few people got damaged, so moved us up into the points, and our teammate Clone Troop actually got ahead of us as well then in that. But on lap 6 then we managed to repass him here then and take back that position. So yeah, I feel like we've been working well like in these first couple of races and not really holding each other up when, you know, there wasn't really any need to, and we managed to take the place there then. But we've then got Danny in the Force India, who I don't think raced in the first round, but yeah, he overtakes us then at some point, and that drops us down into 10th place. Then after our pit stops we have Clone Troop, who is faster than us on the medium tyres, and he's going to go through now then. But yeah, I think there's still a few more people to pit, so we may still find ourselves in the points here then. But yeah, I'll have to wait and see. As yeah, we get then to lap 20, where X-Power now then is going to go for a move on this then. That's going to demote us then to 12th place then, but it looks like we're just about holding on to this for the time being. And yeah, still side by side then. He's trying to go around the outside into turn 10 now, which doesn't work out. But yeah, we're just about edging ahead, but he's got to go around us then down this back straight towards turn 11. We should be able to cover it on the inside line, and it looks like we have, but he's still there. We're still side by side then, round towards turn 12, but he gets onto the curb there and he's going to spin around, so that takes a bit of pressure off us there. And yeah, we have moved back up into the points at this point, but Arctic Avenger there, that was why, because he pitted and he was on the alternate strategy. He went over to the super softs, I should say. Gave us a little bit of a tap there just because he was so much faster through the final corner, and he will comfortably then take that position, as the other Mercedes then of Aaron is all over the back of the stall then as well, for 11th place. And X-Power now then, once again, it just goes to show really, just we didn't have the pace at all in this race, because X-Power had a spin and he caught us back up there. So yeah, he takes 11th place off us. Aaron was not far behind. Another issue that I had though in this race was actually that I didn't have notifications, so I didn't realise when I was on 2 warnings, and at some point I picked up a penalty without realising I had any warnings. So yeah, that sent me back even further in this race. But yeah, we managed to briefly get the place back off X-Power, but then he retakes it into the final corner there. And it really just was not a day on that day, unfortunately, which is a shame because we had a very strong first race and we could have really built on that, but it just wasn't to be. I was hoping maybe we could salvage a point from this race, but it doesn't look likely then, as we're going to come across the line then for 12th place, but we actually moved down to 13th then because of our penalty. And yeah, it was actually the reserve driver Verstappen who picked up the win. He wasn't an official driver at this point, but he picked up the win then from Danny F31 in second and LGS in third. And yeah, it's Overkills then who still has the lead. We only dropped 1 place because of that. And yeah, just no one has had 2 strong races so far, so it is all still very much wide open then. Star will take lead off us in the constructors standings as we now move on to China. So we move on now then to round 3 of the season, and yeah, the championship then wide up in the air at the moment then, with no one having really 2 strong races so far, as we're here then in China on the soft tyres as you'd expect. We sort of run 9th on the grid then, so a bit of an average qualifying, but a little bit better than Bahrain at least, and I was quite a bit happier, you know, at this track than there, so I was hoping for a decent result, as Hayden there I think picked the wrong tyres and was on the ultra soft tyres there at the start, so yeah, not too surprised that he managed to get past us quite comfortably there then, as down to the hairpin then, and there is actually an incident then with Bobbitts and the 2 McLarens there, and yeah, we're going to have to run off the track then to avoid that then, but I believe Bobbitts got damage. I think both McLarens picked up damage in that, so we are going to get another place then later on from that. And yeah, we ran 7th place then for most of the early stint. We were sat behind I think the Mercedes of Aaron Dazzler, but just couldn't find a way past there. But yeah, we got onto the medium tyres then. We actually still had a lap longer than the Mercedes, so we'll have to see then how that worked out for us. About the pits we can then, we actually did manage to jump him, so yeah, that did work out quite well for us then, but yeah, only a couple of corners later we lock up then on the cold tyres, and yep, it looks like he is going to retake that position then, and through he goes then into a net 6th place maybe. Sad to sell because some people did start on the medium tyres then who were outside the top 10, so they'll be getting a little bit longer. But yeah, we find ourselves in a bit of a 4-way fight then, because we caught up to both Verstappen and Tom then, and yeah, Tom takes a bit of an unusual line there. I don't know if he lost the back end a bit, but he just puts Aaron in the wall, so yeah, that was unfortunate for the Mercedes driver there. And yeah, we just end up behind then this battle for what turned out to be 2nd place then, with Verstappen and Tom, and some very questionable driving going on here. As we said, Verstappen weaving about a lot, and yeah, I was sort of sitting back a bit here, just didn't want to really trip over these two, because yeah, I was in a much better position than I thought I was, but sort of just the issue was that there were soft runners catching us up behind, and then in the S's, Tom, I mean, that is ridiculous. I mean, you could just never know how brakes on their eyes, so yeah, we get in position then, well, 2 positions from that then, as they both go spinning out, but yeah, we just lost so much time and stuck behind those 2, just not wanting to get involved with their scrap. So yeah, the soft tyre runners then catch us comfortably. They probably would have done anyway, but yeah, it was like 10 laps from the end, so there's literally no chance of us holding on here then. Adam goes through first, then our teammate is going to be up next, and yeah, he's going to be on much faster tyres, so there really is no need at all for us to be holding him up. So yeah, he gets much better run out of the corner than us, and yeah, we're not going to try and outbrake him into the hairpin there. So yeah, 3 goes then onto the podium, and I believe he actually does go on to pass Adams as well. So yeah, it's going to be another side team result then, but still no race win unfortunately for us then, as Danny picks up his first win of the season and to make it 3 winners from the first 3 races. We're going to go across line then in the end in 4th place. Danny was quite close in the end, but I think he may have had a penalty, and indeed he did. So yeah, another side team result then. There were some penalties after that, which dropped Verstappen and Tom out of the points. I believe Bobbitts also dropped to 10th because of the first lap incident, so those results weren't entirely accurate there, but we were in 4th place. So yeah, an unbelievably close championship at this point then, with yeah, 6 cars separated by 10 points it's incredibly close at this point, but we're back up to the top of the constructors at least, so that's quite good for us then. As Danny gained over 10 places there to take the lead of the championship. On to round 4 of the season then, the Austrian Grand Prix. And we qualify in 8th place then, on out soft tyres, not great for us there. There was a driver change from this. Verstappen is now full-time driver at Sauber, with João Paulo having left the league, so Verstappen will now start scoring points for Sauber then. But yeah, these early laps were sort of, the story of these early laps was that there was rain on the way very early on, so that did affect some people's qualifying tyres, and that's why it's quite a bit of a mix on the grid then. I thought it was going to come quite early, so I decided to go for soft tyres then, as we do go wheel to wheel then with our teammate who was on the soft tyres, so certainly didn't want to be getting stuck behind him here then. So luckily we managed to maintain our position for the time being then, and we're up to 7th place then. And on to the next lap then. There's a little bit of contact actually between Verstappen and Brumson, and I think John almost gets caught up there, but it's kind of hard to tell because of the lag there a little bit. Round into turn 5 or 6 I think it is. I think it's turn 6. John goes a bit wide there. That allows us to take a position off him then. And by lap 7 the rain had started to come down, and Brumson went off the road there then, so we should hopefully be able to capitalise then, as long as we don't bin it ourselves there. And we've got to go run now then towards turn 4, and it looks like we're going to move ourselves up into 5th place, as the rain is very much starting to come down now then. I think it started around about lap 3 or 4, but by the end of lap 8 we paired then for the intermediate tyres, and away we go then with just as DRS disabled. A few people actually stayed out though, including Danny and also our teammate, and they were really helped here by the safety car getting deployed, so that obviously saved them having any kind of incidents or losing any kind of massive time. Safety car came back in then a few laps later. We were in 5th place now, so we did still come out of that pretty well, but we had Tom behind us who was a bit quicker than us, and it looked like in these conditions, and he's now going to get alongside us then. Looks like towards turn 4 is he going to go to outbreakers here then. We're going to try and stay ahead if we can. He isn't he isn't like right alongside us at this point, but he's certainly, he is now then, as we head towards turn 6 then. He's going to try and go running outside, and it looks like he's going to be able to do it then, and he is through and into 5th place, but then he loses the back end a couple of laps later, and that's going to allow us to have another opportunity then to get back ahead, and that is what we're going to do then. And up we go then back into P5. The track does then dry up actually by lap 20, and we decided to go for the super soft tyres then, whereas quite a few people went for the soft tyres around us. I was quite comfortable really going with the super soft tyres here. I did feel that they would go the distance, and I did have a little bit of a look at Arctic Avenger, who I did have to overturn a gap to catch back up to, and it took sort of the rest of that stint to really catch him, and by the time I got to him I just couldn't go for the move unfortunately. But I do believe he had a penalty though, so we should be able to still gain a place over him as we come to the finish line now then. 5th over the line, but we do move up to 4th then, so another solid result for us there then. And it's Danny then who takes his 2nd win in a row, the first repeat winner of the season, with Bobbitts in 2nd and Verstappen then in 3rd place. We were 4th. Our teammate unfortunately did not finish then for the first time this season, and that means then in the championship they'll actually move back up to 2nd with that result, and Danny has got himself a nice little buffer now then at the top. Ferrari then are in the lead of the constructors, Force India up to 2nd, and Sauber's points obviously don't add up there because Verstappen's points only count then from this round onwards. So I want to round 5. Round 5 brings us then to Silverstone for the British Grand Prix, and we qualified in probably the worst possible position really, 10th place on the grid. So we'll have to try and make the best of it as we can. Obviously it's sort of the worst place because we're the lowest car to after starting used tyres then, but we maintain our position then off the line. We'll have a think about a look here into the first corner, but just the gap didn't open up for us there, and we do see a little bit of a sort of gap on the outside, but we just can't go anywhere with it unfortunately, and we just sort of stay in 10th place and on his first lap, as we again side by side then with Tom, who has got a good start on us then. So Yeah, he's going to look like he's going to take the place into Brooklyn's. But then there's an instant in front of us, I think between John and X-Power, and we had to slam on the brakes there to avoid losing our front wing. So luckily we got away with it, but we've dropped down to 14th place, so it's been a pretty disastrous start for us so far really. And we've got a lot of work to do now and to get ourselves back up into a decent position here. We are alongside Ben though, into Cop's corner, and it looks like we're going to get ahead, are we? We're still side by side towards Maggots and Beckett, and it looks like we have just about done enough then to get ahead, as we're now onto the back then of John, who I think had that incident, and Aaron in the Mercedes, as we actually get a good run on the pair of them then down towards Stowe. And is it going to be 3 wide here then? We're going to stick to the inside line, we're just going to go for it, we've got to get these moves done. That's exactly what we do then, into 11th place as one of the Haas's then pit, and that's going to move us up into the points. Then a couple of laps later, Clays loses it big time there, wipes out Tom Battler's there, and that gains us a couple of places. Unlucky there for the Haas driver. After the pit stops then, we were in 7th place, living dead, lose the back end, and that gives us a position. We did actually manage to leapfrog our teammate in the pits as well, but by lap 15 he had caught us back up. I feel like we were quite closely matched, but he did have a good run there, and he managed to get ahead. And I did try and keep the pressure on him, but he did manage to just edge away from us a bit. And I was hoping he may be able to catch those in front, but with just too big of a bridge to cross, I guess. But nonetheless, then another solid team result for us then in 5th and 6th places, with Verstappen then picking up his 2nd win of the season, with Danny putting on a very strong title charge at the moment then, with another podium there in the 2nd place. Bobbett's keeping on a good form in 3rd, and yeah, as I was saying, let's try a solid team result for us then in 5th and 6th places, and that is going to keep us in at the top of the Constructors' Championship at the halfway point. But yeah, we're down to 3rd then in the drivers, 28 behind Danny now, so it's already looking like it might well be a 2-horse race here. But yep, still 125 points to play for then, and yeah, still yeah, a lot of stuff that could happen in the second half of the season. We're here now then for round 6 of the season at Hockenheim for the German Grand Prix, and yeah, not a great qualifying for us, and only 13th on the grid, but we will at least have the benefit of fresh tyres to start, and don't be deceived by the clear skies at the moment, because there was rain forecast for later on in the race, as there's already an incident up in front of us then between John and Pobbets, both of them going to the wall there, so that gains us a few places. As yeah, up in front of us then we've got the Haas there of Tom losing the back end a bit, colliding with that Avenger. We managed to luckily avoid that, and yeah, we've managed to gain quite a few places then, because our teammate was a little bit out of shape as well then at some point. And yeah, we've got a good run on him then. Down into the hairpin, we were maybe a little bit too cautious there though, and it looks like he can get back through, and in fact so does Clays in the Forced India then. So yeah, we lose a couple of places then, but we've still gone up I think 4 places from where we started, so not too bad for us then. I was on lap 8 then, we lined up Wormson then, he was starting to get a little bit cut adrift then from that group up in front of us, who we wanted to sort of stick with, because they were all battling for I think a podium place then in front of us, while I think it was Danny and Verstappen who were battling at the front. On to lap 9 now then, where we're all over the back of Aaron in the Mercedes, who was also dropping back then. We did have DRS there out of turn 1, and we managed to get ahead then, and thankfully we did actually manage to keep the position then down towards the hairpin, so that worked out quite well for us then. I think I may have had DRS as well for the second one, I'm not sure though. But into the pits then we come on lap 11. I think I was a little bit early, but I decided to go with the medium tyres then. Despite there being rain on the way, some people did go for soft tyres. We even I think people would have gone for soft tyres, if not the mediums. Sort of gambling on the rain coming fairly soon, but I thought, you know, just stick with the mediums. You don't know how late it's going to be when it gets wet enough for, you know, inters. So I decided to go that one. We actually got ahead of LGS because of him getting held in the pits there, but he managed to retake the place off us then on the soft tyres, and he retakes that place then, and this battle is still going on then. Obviously some people haven't pitted yet, but we've still got a very close battle going on here then in front of us, with Danny, Clone Troop, Clays and LGS in front of us then, and yeah, we got a good run on all of them then. A gap opens up around the outside, so we're just going to go for it running outside, but yeah, we managed to gain a place at least off of LGS, but yeah, no more than that. But we are at least back up into the points, but still with some people to pit, and they have indeed pitted by this point. As Danny F31 there goes off into the gravel, so that gains us another position then. And yeah, this ends up being a battle for P5 then, as we line up Clays then down into the hairpin, and he tries to run it quite deep then into the hairpin to try and stay ahead, but we managed to do a bit of a switch back there, and he has bad traction on the exit and actually goes off the track there. So yeah, we move up to 5th place. We actually end up in 4th place then once those who would gamble with the mediums had come in. So we were in a good place here, but the rain came down very suddenly like it did last season, so we just had no choice really but to follow our teammate into the pits here and sort of just take a little bit of a, you know, time loss. We already lost a bit there, then they're slow with the pit stop. Now we're blocked in because of the Red Bull in front of us, and I'm trying to go, the light's now green, and well, the thing is, usually you lift the clutch up, and even if there's a little bit of a delay, like, it still registers that you're going. But like, I was held there for so long that it put me back in neutral, and I didn't even realise, so I was sort of held there for another couple of seconds without even realising, which was really annoying. But yeah, that completely ruined our race because we were up in 4th, and now once everyone has pitted, we were only in 10th, so it really was a disastrous pit stop for us there. Completely ruined our race, and yeah, that was a massive dampener. I mean, quite literally with the rain, but it really was a massive downer though, because we could have been so much higher than that. We were like behind Clone Troop, who ends up 2nd. We were only 7th in the end, so we did move up because of penalties, but still, that could have been a lot better for us in that race, which was quite disappointing. So it's quite disappointing that happened there. But in the driver standards then, Danny, I think, extended his lead. I think did he win that? I wasn't even looking there. I think he did win. So yeah, he's 23 ahead of Verstappen now. Then we're down to 4th and behind our teammate, but in the constructors we are still leading the way, which is, yeah, good for the team then, as we now move on then to Belgium. So yeah, here we are then in Belgium for the 7th round of the season, and we had a pretty good qualifying here then, 5th on the grid. There was a bit of a significantly, you know, lower turnout for this race, but still we had a good qualifying there then, and we can hopefully do something with it, as we've got Bobbits then, and also Living Dead, who started on the super soft tyres, which is interesting there. So we'll have to see what they're going to do. But yeah, up through Radion then, we got Verstappen and Bobbits colliding. Bobbits ends up falling back, so that's a shame for him there. But we've got a great run in on 2 of the main 2 title challenges at this point. And yeah, we couldn't get through there. Verstappen then very low on the brakes and actually maintains the position, I would say, from doing that. But yeah, he gets 2nd place there then. But yeah, a big turning point then in the race, as Danny loses the back end there, and Verstappen had to run off to avoid him, so that moves us straight up into 2nd place then, with Living Dead running off at the front on supers. But by lap 7 he was still out on those super soft tyres, but he lost the back end there in Pouan, and we managed to take the lead of the Grand Prix. So looking pretty good for that at that point. I decided to pit at this point to avoid like an undercut or anything, and also just to get, you know, the few slow laps that you get on the medium tyres at the start out of the way. Living Dead there also pitted. He went for the soft tyres, which I did not think would last the distance, and I was saying he would be 2 stopping here then. So yeah, I wasn't really finding this one too hard, but yeah, don't think there was very much I could have done there anyway, just because of the speed advantage. But yeah, 3 goes then, as we're going to see now then where we turn out with those around us then. Clone Troop is going to have got the overcut, I understand, but as I was saying, that first lap on the cold mediums, it really is just not a good experience at all, and that was why I wanted to get out of the way before anyone else. And yeah, we go on the attack then. We're going to retake the place, and hopefully we can catch up to Living Dead here then, but I think he's a little bit too far ahead to go for an overtake here then. I think it was just X-Power in front of us who still had to pit then. So yeah, we were in a net 2nd place then, and yeah, now had Clone Troop then on those at the temperature tyres then, line us up, and through he's going to go then into 2nd place, with yeah, Living Dead then pulling out a gap, but surely not on tyres that can get to the end of the race. But yeah, this battle raged on then. A few laps later we were in the hot seat then to, yeah, with the DRS then to retake that position then and get back up into 2nd place. 2 teammates battling them, but luckily I don't think we were really holding each other up, just because we were sort of towing each other along really with the slipstream. I was on to the third from last lap then, and it's now Clone Troop once again then who's going to have that advantage with DRS, and yeah, he's going to outbrake us then into Lacombe and take the position. But just a few corners later then, and yeah, Living Dead has lost the back end then on those tyres, and this is now then a battle for the lead. It's a Ferrari 1-2, and well, we just could not get close enough again, unfortunately for us. I mean, I could have maybe had a chance into the chicane here, but I was just too far back. He probably used his overtake there to just stay ahead there, but nonetheless, it's going to be a Ferrari 1-2. Incredible result here for the team. I'm a little bit disappointed that I was not the one to be leading at home, but still very happy with that team result. Yeah, very good race there. Very good battle for the win then. And I mean, it's even better when it's with your teammate and you still end up first and second. So yeah, a very good result. Very great, very exciting race to be a part of. And yeah, certainly the high point of the season so far then, as yeah, we enjoy the celebrations on the podium. But here are the race results then. Obviously the 1-2 then with Clone Troop leading us home, with the championship leader Danny then in third, Bobbits in fourth, and the other championship contender Verstappen in fifth place. So yeah, very interesting race then in terms of the title fight. A bit of an incident between the top two in the championship as well. So yeah, Danny actually extends his lead then to 28 points over Verstappen. Clone Troopers closed right in then. We've also closed in a bit as well on Verstappen as well, but yeah, Ferrari looking pretty good now then with that 1-2 at the top of the constructors. So yeah, hopefully carry that momentum then into the team's home race. So here we are then for round 8 in Italy. Yeah, we qualified 9th then for this one, so not too great, but I mean, this is a track that just never goes right for us. Having said that though, we do get a very good launch off the line then, and LGS in fact lose it completely there in front of us. So yeah, we've already gained a couple of places then towards turn 1, so yeah, pretty solid start. So all getting a bit tight in turn 1 and 2 as it always does here. But yeah, we're getting a couple of places off the start, and so yeah, it's a decent way to begin the race. Then yeah, at the end of the first lap then, Aaron a little bit wide there, so we went on the attack with him then, and we're going to have a bit of a drag race then down this long straight towards the first corner. And yeah, we're still side by side then, we'll try and outbrake him if we can. As into turn 1 we go. We're still side by side, and yeah, we'll see if we can get a good drive in on the outside of turn 2. Looks like we have, and yeah, we're up into 6th position. Ron seems off tyres one of the slowest in the top 10. Obviously to be on used tyres as well, so that's not too great for us then. Down to turn 2 a little bit. Well, the challenge game, we're a little bit late on the brakes. We catch that sausage curve. We're off into the gravel and we're losing a few places there, so that's pretty bad for us there. Trying to get the gravel off our tyres. Now Clay's at the inside. Runs off the road there, but I mean, I don't think he did really do anything wrong there, but yeah, we ended up in the gravel and just a disastrous run of corners there. I don't think there's really anything wrong there from Clay's. I mean, if that was tarmac there, which 90% of the corners in F1 are nowadays, then that wouldn't be an issue, but just one of those things. As that being inside then of Living Dead, we go then to go back up to 14th place, but we've got so much work to do now to get back in decent position. Got to make our way through this DRS train. We're now going to pass an Arctic Avenger. I think Hayden went off in front of us before that, and we pretty much do no. What Clay's did was no worse than what we just did to Arctic Avenger there, to be honest. So yeah, we're through then. But Living Dead is back for round 2 then, and retakes the place off us then to bump us back down to 13th place. But yeah, round 3 then, and yeah, we're going to now taking them down towards the first corner. Going to stay on the racing line, and yeah, maintain our racing line then through the first corner. So yeah, it's not looking too great for us at the moment. I've rolled the dice a bit here, went on to mediums. You can go into softs, but I decided to go into mediums quite early, just see if the sort of longer lasting tyre would work out a bit better. And I don't think it really did, to be honest, but yeah, we managed to pass X-Bar then by looks things, having a little bit of luck there at Ben as well. But yeah, we get one of the places then up to 13th position. Then we'll line them up near the end of the lap, and yeah, towards the final corner, and well, that to me looked like a deliberate move to get DRS there, which is actually against the rules, but Yeah, I think it's more if you do it dangerously, but still, that was a little bit of a sneaky trick there, in my opinion. And yeah, I wasn't really too happy about it. I wanted to try and get past if I could here, but yeah, I braked too late. We're off the road here then. Now, I mean, it just always happens here. You know what's going to happen. I've lost loads of time, but still, yeah, 3 second penalty. This game is so stupid when it comes to that. But yeah, we've lost like a load of time as well, so we're back down to 14th. We gained place, I think X-Power crashed, so we moved up a place then. We then went back on the attack again. Finally, we're going to get ahead of him now then. And get up to 12th place. And yeah, I think someone else crashed after that, which puts us up to 11th. I think it may have been John. But we've got Adam coming through now on the super soft tyres, so yeah, he's going to take a place off us. And yeah, through he goes then into 11th place. We'll just have to stick with him if we can. Someone else did go off after that. I think it might have been Bobbits or someone else, can't remember now. But yeah, we're up to 11th place. It's just, again, Monza just always seems to go wrong for us. It's just a bogey trap. We did move up into the points because of the corner curtain penalties. I tried to get both of mine removed because I felt like a few of my warnings were a bit unfair, but Stewards only took the 3 second one that got off at the first corner when I went straight on there. They only took that one off. And yeah, that makes no difference to results, unfortunately, for me, so I stay in 10th. But yeah, Clone Troop then from the back of the grid got onto the podium, so I'm ninja for that then. And in the championship then, Danny has a 20-point lead over Verstappen. Clone Troop has put himself right into that title battle now then. It's a three-way fight, definitely. We're not in it anymore, we're mathematically out of it, in fact. But yeah, Ferrari's still looking good then in the Constructors with 2 rounds to go. The penultimate round of the season then is the Japanese Grand Prix at my favourite circuit on the calendar, Suzuka. We qualified 3rd on the grid. We were the highest soft tyre qualifier. Helped quite a bit though by my teammate. I think he messed up maybe on his final qualifying lap and he gave me a nice slipstream all the way from Spoon down to 130R, so yeah, big thanks to him for that. We actually lost place off the start, and of course with him still in the championship we are going to have to play the number 2 role if it comes to it, so maybe our chance here of a win, which may have been looking likely after qualifying, might not be the case, but nonetheless we're still going to go on the attack, try and do the best we can. Obviously we've got the Constructors to think about as well, as we make our way past Ben and back up into the podium places on lap 6 or lap 5, I'm not sure what lap that was there, but then a few laps later we catch up to Adam Dude, who obviously passes at the start. But yeah, those super soft tyres are starting to give up a bit now, and we go through then in 2nd place with Overkills once again pulling away at the front like he did back in Australia. On the super soft tyres though, so maybe we'll have the advantage later on. We set out later than most other people, then going on to the medium tyres on lap 11. We get held though for literally no reason there for Bonson, which is quite annoying because I feel like a bit of an overcut is possible just because the medium tyres are so slow when they're cold, and we've sort of lost that advantage now then because we're going to come out close to other people and we're going to be on cold mediums, so that's really not worked out on to our advantage then. As we come out then we are ahead of our teammate still, but yeah, my tyres are going to be so cold and I really just have to let him go here and not hold him up. But the unfortunate thing is that in doing that I'm also letting Adam do go as well, but just hoping that my teammate will be quicker than him, so and also hoping that once my tyres are at temperature I can retake that position there, and that's indeed what we're going to try and do then. A few laps later he goes defensive into the far chicane, so we just use that opportunity to try and set ourselves up for a good run then down into turn 1 with DRS. He'll probably try and defend it a bit more as time seems we're both going to the end on the same tyres. He goes to the inside line, we'll just swoop back to the racing line then, and yeah, I think that's the first time I've ever done sort of the Kimi 05 move, but I mean not as spectacular as he did it, but still I think that's the first time I've done that. I managed to actually pull that one off, so yeah, it was good to do that. But yeah, our tyres then, well I should say Danny was on the soft tyres. We did lose a bit of time to Adam, like stuck behind Adam, and yeah, that allowed Danny to catch up then on the alternate strategy and overtake us then to go onto the podium. Now I did know that he had a 3-second penalty after this and I couldn't stick with him, but yeah, see at the finish line that Clone Troop was behind him, so I knew that Clone Troop probably had a bigger penalty, so I had to slow down here just to make sure that I didn't beat Clone Troop on penalties and, you know, take points off him in the championship. It turned out to be the right call because we were less than a second behind him at the end there, so that definitely made a difference. And yeah, what with Danny and Verstappen both having bad races, that's really put Clone Troop in a great position now then, going into the final race of the season, as Overkills took the win from Danny F31 there. So yeah, Danny has a 12-point lead, and Ferrari then 41 points clear, so me and Clone Troop just need 3 points between us to wrap up the Constructors, but obviously Clone Troop will run a lot more points than that. But yeah, Danny needs 13 points then to wrap up the driver's title. We're here for the final round of the season then. We qualified 7th on the grid. It was actually rained very early on in qualifying. Me and everyone only had one shot at a lap. So yeah, we were lucky that we were one of the first people out and we didn't make any kind of major errors on our lap. So yeah, our teammate is right at the back of the field. I think championship contenders Danny and Verstappen are also right down the field as well. So it's going to be very interesting. So we stay in 7th place off the start. But then there actually is drama as Danny gets put in the wall by LGS. Safety car comes out, and then behind the safety car, a screen freeze, so that wasn't good. And I lost 3 positions, so that was pretty annoying. Dropped behind both Salvers, who of course we're still battling with for the Constructors. But as long as they're not 1-2, then we've got nothing to worry about, because I mean, we can still just finish with 3 points and get the title. As that the safety car restart was absolute carnage. We luckily managed to avoid it all, and then somehow we get an illegal overtake on Blumson. I'm not sure how that even happened, but then, we get another lag spike there, and we still got this illegal overtake on Blumson, who I don't even think he was in front of us to begin with, so I don't know how that even happened, but yeah, we let him through, but I think he had damage anyway, because, I mean, he was on the medium tires anyway, but I'm pretty sure he had damage because he was so slow there, and yeah, we're going to pass him now then and retake 12th position. And our race has been quite badly compromised then. Luckily we didn't get any damage or anything, but still we've lost time. This isn't one of my favourite tracks, so pace wasn't really too great here anyway, but still, you know, it was a bit of a topsy-turvy start to the race and we could have really capitalised, and yeah, it's not happened unfortunately. We are passing Ben though to get ourselves up into the points places, so that's good for us at least. And we'd be hoping to get ahead of him because he's on the medium, so we don't really want to be stuck behind him, and we do maintain the position then and stay in 10th place. And then a crucial point in the race, Verstappen is now out of the race, so that is Constructors wrapped up for us then, guaranteed. And Clone Troop is actually the only title contender still in the race, so if he can get himself up to the podium, then he will be champion. But yeah, because saw there, he's in a battle with Clays, who of course is Danny's teammate, so of course he would be, you know, trying to make sure Clone Troop doesn't get past me. That's totally understandable, as LGS actually had a penalty I think in the pits for that incident with Danny, and that allows us to jump him, so that's worked out right for us then. We're going to come out in 9th place, but some people going along on the mediums, so we'll be jumping them later on in the race. Clone Troop's actually one of those people going along then, having qualified at the back, and yeah, we're just going to let him go into that position in front of us. Not going to get in his way at all there. He's got a rig, just go after that podium place if he can. And then for the rest of the race, we were sort of holding off Wormson, who I think had spit again because he paid quite early, and also LGS. We held him off for quite a few laps, but then we made a bit of a mistake out of Jean-Sal. So yeah, he had a good run on us then. Down the pit straight, we're just going to try and stay ahead, but not quite. There's a little bit of contact, but he does get through. But we get a great drive out of turn 2, and that was really what was helping us to stay ahead of him beforehand. But yeah, now we're using it to go on the attack of him then, and we're going to get back ahead then and back up into 7th position. And yeah, we managed to hold him off for the rest of the race, and sadly for Clone Troop he could only manage 6th in the end, so it's not going to be the Drivers' Championship for him, but it is going to be the Constructors' Championship for us out of the team. As we come to the line then, our last race in F1 2018 is a 7th place finish. A little bit disappointing, but to be honest, that's probably where we would have ended up anyway, because our pace wasn't too great, and we probably didn't lose that much time through those lag spikes, so I think 7th is probably a fair reflection then. As Overkills takes another win then from Adam Dude, and John is 3rd place then. And yeah, Clone Troop the only title contender to finish the race, but sadly wasn't quite enough for him then. That's confirmation of the final standings. Danny takes the championship then. Well done to him for that then. 129 points. And yeah, as I was saying, got to just keep on racking up those points. And now that I think about it, no one really did have a very consistent season. I mean, Overkill's won 3 races, I think. I mean, he jumped us at the end, but yeah, if he'd turned up to more races, then he would have been very difficult to beat, I think, this season. But yeah, it's Danny then who consistently turned up. I think he actually missed the first race as well. So yeah, he had a weak start and finished the season, but had a very strong, middle part. So yeah, that's one in the title. Then Clone Troop, who was very low down the standings last season, so I think he's been a bit of a surprise package. But I mean, he was very, very unlucky in the end to not wrap up the title. So yeah, it's a shame for him. Verstappen now also very close, but again, just not as consistent. He was always up there, but yeah, I think overall, best driver did win the title. So well done to Danny for that. And then, as I was saying, Overkills did jump us at the final race. Then obviously 3 wins to our 0. Yeah, so he wins that count back. And yeah, but in the constructors, then, as I was saying, we are the champions by 30 points in the end. So yeah, we wrapped that up quite comfortably in the end. And yeah, it's good to have that to take away from this season and from this game. So yeah, that is it then for AOR Season 17. As I was saying, sorry for no highlights this season, but for Season 18, we're definitely going to do highlights again. So yeah, see you for that then. Hope you enjoyed this quite long season review, which I think has been close to 50 minutes. I was thinking it might only be half an hour, but it's gone on longer than I thought. So yeah, I'll wrap it up now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on F1 2019. Goodbye.